That gas station behind me is about to become Ohio's first Buc-ees. And people love a Buc-ees, myself included. But by building that gas station, the Beaver is entering a turf war, one that's been going on for decades that started not too far from here over in Pennsylvania. Where I come from, gas stations are not a thing. Most don't even have convenience stores. So I'm meeting up with one of YouTube's biggest gas station fans and road trip in the Midwest to understand what the secret is to each of these convenience stores and why America is so obsessed with them. So cold, man. So we're obviously a long way from Texas. That's where Buc-ee's started. Now this Buc-ee's that's opening here in Ohio is in the middle of Cincinnati, Columbus, and Indianapolis. But this Midwest turf may not be as easy to conquer as Texas was. Just in April 2025, the first Wawa opened in Ohio. And they also operate in Kentucky and Indiana. And then Sheetz, their nemesis, started invading central Ohio decades ago. And so Ohio is about to become only the second US state to host all three of these gas stations after Virginia. This is a real turf war extending across the Midwest. The American Customer Satisfaction Index has all these three gas stations ranked pretty similarly. And there's a fourth contender invading from the north, already operating in Illinois, but we'll get to that later. I mean, Buc-ee's food is much better than this, but that's not what makes Buc-ee's a winner, at least in the South. I've made a whole video about Buc-ee's a few months back, so I know a bit about their playbook and why it works. First, it's the road trip / location focus, where they put these giant gas stations on long major highways between cities to attract all these road trip travelers. Two, it's the bathrooms. And it's not just how clean they are, especially compared to other bathroom experiences in gas stations. It's the fact that they're in the middle of the store. The whole store is kind of built around the bathrooms. To get to the bathrooms, you have to go through everything, especially the brisket board. But by far, the biggest reason is, of course, the wow factor. It's an experience. The store is so big, and it's just like funny. Just browsing through all this random Beaver merch is a whole vibe. It's a destination that people seek out, even calling it the Disney World of gas stations. Now, we could have visited any Sheetz in Ohio. Ohio has Sheetz now, but we wanted like an OG Sheetz experience. We're driving to the town where the company started, where Sheetz started. That's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Still 2 hours away though. Morning from Altoona. So we felt that we couldn't really do this video without a proper perspective from a local. So we are meeting up with Zach Smiggle. A couple years ago, he survived a whole month only eating Sheetz food. So I asked him, he did agree to eat more Sheetz again for this video. So, man, we saw like dozens of Sheetz on the way here, and I stopped myself from eating there so we could try the first one with you. But what's the deal with this being the first one?
In 1952, it started off with one man, Bob Sheetz. It was a family-run dairy convenience store, and then eventually he partnered up with his brother, Steve Sheetz, to open up a bunch of different stores all in central Pennsylvania. So I'm not entirely sure why they didn't keep this one, but as far as I know, the location wasn't great, and there was a bunch of other opportunities in the area to have like better gas stations, so they moved this one.
Okay, man, I'm freezing and let's eat. So I gotta try this out. How long did you stop going to Sheetz, and how often do you go now?
So the funny thing about that is, like, originally I couldn't think about going to Sheetz again to get some food. A couple months passed, and you know, believe it or not, my friends, they wanted to go to Sheetz, and I was like, well, I can't say no at this point.
Let's do this, man.
Anything your heart desires, I would recommend is you go to the full menu. All right, this is where you're gonna see a little bit of everything.
Okay.
So this is probably like their most popular option. I think you should get that.
Should I customize it?
You can if you want. Yeah, so that's the cool thing is you can customize pretty much everything that you order here. You gotta get some mac and cheese bites as well. That is like another one of those like iconic items. And then, you know, you gotta have your dipping sauce. So essential, right. Yeah. The big one is Boom Boom sauce. Have you ever heard of Boom Boom sauce? You have to try that.
Okay.
The Boom Boom sauce.
Here's the Boom Boom sauce. I don't even want to count how many calories are in this thing. Oh, what did you get in the end?
I got a schmegel. The breakfast sandwiches are pretty iconic as well. If I were to pick 3 things that really make Sheetz stand out, it would definitely be 1, the customizational options. Like, you can customize pretty much everything you saw on the menu, like anything your heart desires. It's a little bit extreme, but it truly is like, have it your way. 2 would be the loyalty and reward point program system. They have a lot of like good deals in the app. You get cents off gas, reasons to bring you back. And then 3, finally, just the branding. They've really embraced the uniqueness, the branding, the term Sheetz freak. Everything around here is coded in that like Sheetz DNA, and people embrace that. It doesn't feel like a gas station. It feels like something more.
I've been researching on this for a while. For a moment, forgotten that you can pump gas at this place. It's like a place. So what about Wawa then? This is not an easy topic to bring up to a Pennsylvanian. Pennsylvania is literally divided between people who love one or the other. They call it the most heated food rivalry in the country. There was even a whole movie documentary in the works, but it failed to raise their Kickstarter campaign. But the division is very physical. You can see it. There's this line that separates each of their turfs, which they only recently started crossing. And right now we're here in Altoona, Pennsylvania, deep in Sheetz territory. But I managed to convince Zach to join us on the 2-hour drive to Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, to the nearest Wawa we could find. Oh, let me get coffee, man. Now notice that we are at a gas station, but we haven't really talked about gas. And that's because gas stations don't make a lot of money from gas. Most of the money is in the convenience store. Now, I'm a big fan of these curious rivalries or hidden economic stories, like the economics of all-you-can-eat buffets, or the crazy amount of money that's stuck in unused gift cards. And you can find more about how these sorts of businesses actually make money in our Hustlenomics Highlights Guide. We give you some quick context in the inside scoop on the surprising economics of 5 popular everyday businesses. It's completely free to download. You can use this QR code here, or you can just grab the link in the description. Okay, let's go to Wawa now. So, to be fair, there's nobody to speak for Wawa in our video, but customer satisfaction says they're tied for the same spot in the list. So you wanna walk to the dark side?
Just this time.
Supposedly the best sandwich in America. Wawa actually started as Wawa Dairy in the time when milk was delivered to homes. They turned it into a food mart in the 60s, they added some deli food in the 70s, and then in the 80s, they started making their hoagies built to order. Today, there are over 200 of these in Pennsylvania, mostly around the Philly area. Cold hoagies, hot hoagies.
It's probably one of their most popular ones.
Yeah, I feel like an Italian. That's gross. This does not feel like a hangout. I'm sorry, Wawa people.
This does feel a little bit more like they just happen to put a table here versus Sheetz. They have an area for people to hang out. I wouldn't hang out here, but I'm a little biased, so.
Yeah, for the record, I'll say some people do consider Wawa a neighborhood hub, but I don't think it beats Sheetz on that. I want to say the sandwich is pretty good, and people will swear by the sandwich / hoagie.
Definitely the meat is like super fresh.
It was efficient.
I was actually pretty surprised with how quickly this came out.
Yeah. Oh, and the other one, which I will give them, is they have this employee benefit program that's actually very cool. They have the stock option plan, and apparently 40% of the company is owned by the employees.
That's really cool.
Which I think is cool. I get it, man. I get the Sheetz fandom. Wawa, I get it. But if you have both in the same city, like here in Chambersburg, you have both, I'd go to Sheetz.
What do you think of the coffee, though?
I mean, I'm not a coffee expert. Take this with a grain of salt. But I am Costa Rican. I have some ideas on coffee. Both coffees are way, way above any gas station coffee I've ever had. Both are great. I got the Colombian roast on both at Sheetz and here. Man, I'm not just saying this, but I thought the Sheetz was better. I'm sorry.
You said it.
I'm sorry.
Not me.
Speaking of coffee, I have a small bladder, and so I stopped at plenty of gas stations on this trip. Gas station restrooms are a heated competition in the US, and like I said, in the Midwest, there's another player that's entering the turf. Like Buc-ee's, their restrooms are a notable factor. They won the top-rated gas station restrooms in Wisconsin and Minnesota.
So what was that first place in that customer satisfaction survey?
Oh man, for that, needs to go to Wisconsin. We have to leave Zach behind, drop the car, get on a plane, and make it all the way to Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Honestly, we were not planning to drive or fly all the way up here, but after that survey came out, like, this place is winning. We have to see what it's all about. Also started in the 60s, there are over 800 stores now as they're expanding to South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois. I give you QuikTrip. By the way, Wisconsin QuikTrip should not be confused with Missouri or with Illinois QuikTrip because it's not the same thing. I was not prepared for like Wisconsin cold. Very different vibe, man. Like there's more store, I think, than any of the others. Mushroom, fruit, that's crazy. Bunch of coffee options, man, look at that. Colombian, okay. I just get very lucky. Okay, time for our bullets for today. So the first thing I'll say is baked goods. Like they have some really good bread, and they have this centralized location in La Crosse that distributes baked goods to all of the QuikTrips around here. Feels fresh, tastes better than your usual stuff, so that was pretty amazing. Second, it has to be the convenience store factor. Like this is an actual convenience store. There's produce here, cereal, stuff that you would find at a small supermarket that honestly you can't find at any of the other gas stations that we've been visiting. And three, probably the fact that they just took a page from all of the others, right? They have a really good rewards program. They have really good compensation packages for employees, clean restrooms, a little bit of a guarantee. And they even have this see you next time call out that kind of reminded me of the Buc-ees brisket on the board call out. So I get it. And just like QuikTrip is invading south, Buc-ees is invading north, because this is actually the exact spot in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, where Buc-ees is set to open in 2027. I think it's not just Wisconsin's first Buc-ees, but I think it's gonna be the northernmost Buc-ees. Maybe they have to cover the beaver in snow or something. But maybe my biggest takeaway from all of this is that all of these stores, regardless of which one's your favorite, what they've done is they've redefined the boring, the usually stale, low trust experience of going to the gas station. You have to pump gas anyway, so why not make that an experience? Why not capitalize on it? In suburban America, where people tend to drive everywhere, these gas stations have become the third place. Not too different from what Starbucks tried to be in the city, a place where people want to come and want to visit and want to hang out. The rivalry serves as a matter of hometown pride, and if you mix that with well-compensated, happy employees and a seamless, clean experience, then these stores are this small dose of joy while driving. We kind of need that these days. And by the way, on the coffee, QuikTrip absolutely takes the prize for the best coffee of all. Whenever you have beans that get ground when you press a button and your coffee gets brewed on the spot, that's gonna be a winner. Sheetz has the same, Wawa and Buc-ees. You guys have to level up your coffee, man. Either way, I'm still gonna be a die-hard Buc-ees fan, and if you wanna know why, you should check my video on Buc-ees. I made that about 6 months ago, and I'll link in the description. Catch you on the next one. Oh, now this I like even more. This is actually great. You wanna try?